For most of my childhood, there was dissonance between liking math and not seeing myself as a math person. In elementary school, it was just textbook. Here's number one, solve the addition problem using the standard algorithm, and now move on to number two. And then it was like, okay, we on to the next concept. I didn't really see anybody who looked like me who taught math, and it was too abstract for me to think that this could be something that was relevant to my life. And quite frankly, it didn't feel good. I didn't feel smart. I didn't feel prepared for math. When was math something I would use for something I actually cared about when trying to support my community? I was pursuing a degree in psychology, and I thought I would be a forensic psychologist, but I realized that I didn't have a passion for the field that I thought I had. And this eventually led to a teaching program to see if teaching was for me, since I did enjoy working with kids when I was in psychology. I felt like it was a big risk, but it was the best decision I made. You know, it really changed my life. I was trained as a teacher doing a Memphis teacher residency program. And that's when I first learned like the beauty of mathematics and the potential of mathematics. And that really changed my outlook on everything. The professors like really encouraged multiple ways of thinking for us. They didn't privilege other thoughts above others. They welcome mistakes. And I never, ever had a math class like this. I was like, this is how math can be taught. I wanted to teach in a way I wanted to be taught back then. All our students bring some type of experience with them. So I think if you look at the materials, you want to know if the materials are honoring every child's contribution to the math learning. I think that's key. No matter what language they speak or where they may come from, just honoring what everyone brings to the table. When you have that relatability of lived experience, it helps support those mathematical practices that you really want to see your students doing. You want to see them constructing viable arguments and critiquing the reasoning of others. When math materials reflect lived experience of students, their students are then able to make sense of the content, become engaged with the content, and become more confident. In math classroom, there's always a context. Even if you're not even thinking about culture, there's some context that's going to be centered. So you're either going to be centering a context that has nothing to do with your students, or you're going to be centering a context that has something to do with your students. Consider where your students live and in the community that you're in. I knew where the local barbershop, the local coffee shop was. There's a local ice cream shop that's right across the street from the school that I would go often and where I would see my students. Just knowing where your students are coming from helps you know what your students will want to know about, learn about. What is being put in front of kids, I mean, it's essential, but also knowing how to bring those materials to life, like wake it up. The teacher makes it come to life to ensure all voices are being heard and giving students what they need, how they need it, when they need it.